Okay.
We
Good
are
water.
we are recording. So if you guys want to mute out just for background noise when you're not speaking, that would be awesome. Welcome, Ray.
Hello.
I just hit record. We're recording, so I'm going to get started. Welcome, everybody, to the Wednesday night Hangout with Mentors. I'd like to start, well, first of all, I'm Susan Batchelder. Whoops. Every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we gather here on, we used to do it on the Google Hangouts platform, but we just started using the Zoom platform, so welcome. I'm probably still getting used to using it, so I apologize for delays and whatnot, but I sure like the platform. Actually, it works a lot better. No lagging or anything like that. So anyway, why do we come to these Hangouts every Wednesday night? They're usually somewhere between 40 minutes and an hour. What we bring to you is community discussions of value-based topics. Sometimes, like tonight, we have specific content that we're going to share with you, and then we're going to go around and discuss it. So we want to share some value to our members, and also to the prospects that our members have invited, to demonstrate what is just a little sneak peek of what really is on the other side of this community and the value in the conversations that we have. We all need to always be expanding our knowledge and learning more. And a really great way to do that is by conversing with other people, other like-minded people who also have knowledge, maybe a different perspective. And so that's what we like to bring with you every week. I learn something from these conversations every week. They inspire me to be better. And I hope that I give that back to the community as well. So that's kind of a little explanation. Some of you were invited tonight by Jason specifically, and that just hang out with us. Jason and Chad and Joe have been hanging out with us, and it'll all be revealed. So you're in the right place, though. Please stay. You're welcome. We're creating a community where, just like Cheers, where everyone knows your name and we all come and hang out, support each other, learn together, and earn a whole lot of money together. How's that sound? Does that sound like a good idea? So, Tammy, do you have anything to say on that before I dig into the topic?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the cool part about it is you've been doing these for many years, and it helps people understand, who the community is, who's involved in the community. It gives a sneak peek of what we do on the back end, like you say. So it's really cool. I think they're fun. I've always enjoyed them, and it's gotten me out of the shell. Most of the time, people, they know me as a kind of a phone person, So I was always getting on the phone or doing, opportunity calls and things like that. So these are always exciting to me. And I think Zoom platform is really a good platform because you can it's like a Brady Bunch. So like you say, you can get other people on here that, and we have just a boatload of fun. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, why not have fun while you're making money? You know what I mean? Life is too serious. Life is too serious as it is. And I can't go probably 5-10 minutes without cracking a joke if I am on the phone with someone. That's just my nature. You know what I mean? I'm just happy-go-lucky person. So we always like to hear stories, and what you're going to go through tonight is really, really good value-based. And every time we do these, I learn so much as well. And it does. It helps us as mentors and trainers to get our sharpen our saws, so to speak. So, and by the way, I'm Tammy in New York. So, welcome everybody. This is Mo. I'm Joe.
Whichever way you're pointing.
Yeah, really. Do I do this now, Susan, or up that way? Yeah. I think you're sitting next to me.
Yeah, it was funny. I think it was last July. I said that to you, and then we just keep on hanging on to it. You're the Mo for my Joe. No, yes. You're Joe for my Mo. I don't know.
then we just started flipping it around, you know. But it was last July this time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And the cool thing is when our other members come on, like I cannot wait to hear from Chad and Ray and Dr. Janine as they chime in, because it just creates a different angle of the conversation. Everybody always has a different perspective, but here's the other side to it. Those of you that are watching, you get to see us not only, like, if it's just one of us on the camera, we're portraying ourselves as talking just singly, like just ourselves, right? But you see a different piece of someone's personality when you are conversing and discussing something. And the feedback that we get when people purchase is they feel like they already know us. So that's the really cool thing, is when people decide to make that great decision to purchase, they already know you. So for all of you members, invite yourself onto this panel with us, because we love to have you, which is really cool about Zoom, because we can fit more people.
Like 50,000 on here, right?
Oh, probably not that many.
Oh, darn.
So I'm going to dig into that. And this is kind of cool, because the whole Unstoppable Network, and I know that the whole freedom topic is about humanizing. Like, it's a constant, it keeps on coming up, right? That we really need to humanize the digital marketing. So storytelling is really important. But how do we tell a good story, right? How do we tell our story properly? And that was something that I stumbled with a lot. In fact, I still do, because I'd rather help other people tell their stories. I don't really want to tell my story. So
believe me, he's right.
So I found when I learned these 4 steps, and I actually learned them from Eric Worre. So hopefully I don't royally goof them up. Go search him out if you want to know or get the explanation better of these 4 steps to telling your story. And any of you longtime network marketers, you're going to have heard this before, but it's worth discussing, right? And we all have a different perspective. So there's 4 steps, and of course, you want to start with saying your name. That goes unsaid, so that's not step 1. Who you are, like, always say your name, right? And be proud of it. Say it with conviction. Like, I am Susan. I used to be too shy when on video. I'm like, I'm Susan. Say it with conviction. You want them to know who you are. Okay, so then step 1 is choose a piece of your background story. Like, don't go on and on too long. Choose it on purpose, depending on what you are going to be sharing. But share a piece of your background that is going to be relatable to who you're talking to and the content that you're going to be talking about. So that's step 1, who you are in the background. And then step 2 is, what didn't you like about who you were, where you were, or the situation that you were in when you made the decision to make the change, or make the purchase, make the shift, join the community, whatever that action is. And that's step 3, is, what did you do? What was your solution? And that's going to be like kind of the shifting point. You're going to have their attention. They're going to relate to what that pain, some people call it a pain point. And then what was that solution? You found it. And then the step 4 is, how do you feel now? How do you feel about the choice that you made? How do you feel about where you're at right now with it? And how do you feel about where you're going to go tomorrow because of that choice that you made? So those are the 4 steps. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple. Chad, do you want to chime in on that?
For sure. You know, it's so funny, because when you were laying out the steps there, I thought to myself, when was it that I made a decision to quit my job? You know, like 10 years ago. And I was sitting in the cubicle, searching online, and I see all these things, all these ways of people saying I can make money from home. So for a whole entire year, I researched making money at home, and then I decided to quit, and I did it. So that's so true. But it's so true is also too, I remember learning how to do videos back about 9 years ago. And because I stutter, I talk fast. very, very fast. And I remember making my first video, and I made my video, deleted it, made it again, deleted it, like 10 times. And finally I said, screw it. This is who I am. This is Chad. I talk fast. I'm excited, right? And so now when I make a video, I don't edit anything. I just submit, load it to YouTube. Simple. So I agree with 100% of your 4 steps. Follow it, do it, live it. It works.
Awesome. Thank you. Ray, what are your thoughts on the 4 steps?
Well, I'll tell you what, I heard it before as making your narrative, and I've heard Ben and Jerry's has a narrative. Everybody has a story. So some of your biggest companies out there have created a story for themselves, and the ones that I think are most successful, your Starbucks, McDonald's, everybody has a story. So it's really cool to be able to take that and be able to personalize that for the in-home based business industry. And just like Chad, I'm the 10-time delete and put it back up again kind of person, because I think, oh no, it's not good enough yet. It's not good enough. But you know what? I've just actually had a call today from somebody watching my YouTubes, and they were like, I wanted to call you. Yeah, I just liked what you do, and I was like, okay, cool. You know, and we had a great conversation. And whether it leads to a sale or not, you meet somebody new, and as Tammy would say, you know, you make a friend. You know, networking can be humanized through the digital media or medium to be able to just bridge that gap between you and somebody else. And you never know who you may meet through that next person. So, you know, my storytelling has, you know, been better. You know, do I think I got to improve? Yes, but I don't, as Chad would say, you know, as he said, you know, I'm feeling better about just putting something up and not having in the back of my mind like, oh my God, they're going to hate me or whatever. Oh, I don't like the way I look, or I don't like the way I sound. I don't know anybody who likes the way they sound on audio. Remember cassette tapes? Well, some of you guys might, well, maybe a few of you. Well, none of you, you're so young. But me, I remember,
Yeah, right.
I remember a thing called cassette tape.
8 tracks.
Yeah.
But,
8 tracks
you're giving us away, Tammy. You're giving us away. But I remember when everybody would say, oh, I don't like the way I sound. Do you remember the little tape recorders that people record? Do I really sound that way? And you know what? It's just being able to fall in love with yourself. Whether you're with your imperfections as well as your perfections, you know, is what you're good at, and just being yourself. So, you know, that's what the network has helped me do. You know, just being on these videos, and this has just helped me. It's my therapy. So
mine too. My therapy.
Okay. We're all out the box now, right? So it's just helped me, and so with that all, and it's just you know, being able to do it in a format that doesn't have to be perfect, but you're getting your message out, and somebody wants to hear your message. Whoever you are watching this, you know, by live or replay, somebody wants to hear you. You can connect with people through this medium. So that's what I have.
Thanks, Ray. Tammy, do you have something to add on at this point?
Yeah. It helped me lose 115 pounds to get on video.
Well,
I mean, seriously, I didn't like how I looked. I mean, look at the videos in July. I mean, hey. And I'm not a public speaker, and I was just like, Susan, I said, I don't know what I'm going to say on my first video. And she's like, oh, come on, just tell your story. And I'm like, but people want to hear my story. And she's like, yeah, people do want to hear your story. We want to hear your story. We heard your story, Ray. It's phenomenal. I mean, Chad, getting to know you, it's awesome. People, you know, literally, I can make a friend in the bathroom. So my daughter's always like, Mom, you came out with a friend. So this is just like, to me, this isn't work. This is social to me. You know what I mean? Like talking to people on the phone. It's like you said, Ray. They will watch a video, or they will see your presentation, and they will call you because you're personable. You know what I'm saying? It's a people business. So it's amazing when people hear your story. They want to hear your story. And I finally got into the, you know, in between the ears here finally, when Susan said they want to hear your story. They want to hear, you know, who is Tammy Montgomery? Whoops, Tammy in New York. Sorry. I forget. But that's awesome. I mean, yeah, Ray. I mean, just honestly, even the blabs that we did, right? I mean, those were really cool, super cool. So anytime you can get on a platform, I highly advise it.
Well, you know, too, it's about why is reality TV so big?
Right.
Because average people are on a show being real that people, the audience, can relate to. You know, my wife's downstairs watching The Bachelor. I hate it, but she loves it. Right? Right?
Right.
And so it is about people being real, being genuine, telling something that someone can relate to from their background. And we're real people just going through we're doing it. You know, so that is impressive in its own self.
Yeah, exactly.
I think so.
Dr. Janine, what are your thoughts?
Okay, I'm muted now. I like your 4 steps because I think we all have different, our story isn't just one, it's not linear. There's a lot of different, we've done a lot of different things, and we may want to share our story, but there's so many pieces to it that picking one piece of our story and sharing it on purpose makes a lot of sense. I really like this outline. Like Chad, I think back in January, I did one video. It's like 45 minutes. I'm agonizing over one video. I finally told my husband, I'm posting this thing because we're never going to get anywhere if I'm hanging on to one video. It just doesn't matter. And I think nowadays too, with our selfies and our ability to do a video on our camera, it's not really, people, like Chad was saying, people are not expecting you to be perfect, or, you know, your hair perfect and your makeup perfect. They really don't care. I think it's just the message they want to hear. They want to hear a real person. I just caught a gal from the Netherlands doing her very first video. She had a great smile and she was reading it. And she's like, I'm nervous, but I'm doing it anyway. And I'm like, man, that is great. That you're just and her energy and her smile and who she was coming across so well. That's what it's all about, is getting your message out and getting people to connect with you that need to hear your message. So that's my
somebody take over and say something else. I have another panelist that wants on, so if someone could please carry on the conversation for a second, then I'll go invite this panelist.
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
The thing is like when people they ask, you know, they're like, what is your favorite marketing strategy, for instance? And so I always say video marketing is one of my favorite because of what Ray just said. And so if you have those 4 steps in there that Susan just outlined, it's very, very simple to do. Say who you are. You know what I mean? Say the pain, because the pain is the same pain that someone else is going through. So, for instance, empty bank accounts, right? That's painful. So with me, I would start sharing, okay, so I went through 10 foreclosures. That was very hard for me to say the first video. I went through this, I went through that, you know what I mean? So the pain will relate with someone else, and then they will say, wow, this is the aspirin to my problem. And then you will say, and this is what I'm doing now for a living. So it really does work across the board, and you can always keep those right next to your desk so that when you go to do your videos, that you will have that outline that Susan just gave you. So I will always remember those, and it really is simple after that, because you know who you are, you know who is, right? You know who Chad is, you know what I mean? You guys know yourself better than anybody. So now it's just a matter of, like, when I was at an event, to not be selfish. That's what people just, they want to know who you are. So it just really works. And if this is what I said on one of my other earlier videos today, if you want to make 6 figures a year, then you will be doing something to step out of your comfort zone, right? For me, I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to become an attorney, a doctor, and go through that 7 years, because for me, I didn't like college. So I chose to be my own boss, you know what I mean? Have my own home-based business. And with this, it's very simple to leverage video. Once you got a video done, it's there. Like Susan says, it's stuck. I mean, you're leaving your footprint, she says. You know what I mean? You're leaving your footprint on the internet. So you got all these little silent salespeople all over the place. It's amazing, isn't it? It's really exciting when you think about it.
Yes, it is super exciting. And there's the, and Dr. Janine, thank you for highlighting that part again, the doing it on purpose, right? If we tell our story on purpose, there's the key, right? Because then it's evergreen, and yes, Tammy, then you're leaving that footprint. I'm sorry. Welcome, Jason, and I'm sorry for laughing, but I'm like, it's just like a little kid. I want in.
I can't handle it anymore. I wanted to watch. I was just going to watch. I knew I was going to be driving, and I was listening in, and I was like, I got home, and I'm like listening to the conversation here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I went in. So thank you for bringing me on board. That's awesome.
It works. It's magnetic. Ray.
Magnetic. She's got some sort of wand, so you gotta be careful. She'll dangle it.
Oh.
Yeah. Talking about this whole digital is, humanizing the digital realm. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Everybody on here has got to know about the big Pokemon Go thing that's out there now. I mean, we went and actually just had dinner with my daughter's boyfriend's family for the first time. We actually met. We met him on the 4th of July, and we just had dinner with them tonight for the first time out to dinner. And it was funny how all these people are just playing this Pokemon thing all over.
I don't even know what it is.
Like, adults. And I mean, even, my daughter's friend's mother, she's a police officer, and her and her police officers are out there just playing this Pokemon Go. And, it's funny because that's where we're at. I mean, that's where we're at. And as I keep getting so excited about where we're heading with this, and it's like, even me, I have to admit, I'm also very camera shy. This is new for me. It is. I'm jumping out of my comfort zone to do it too. But this is the era. This is where everything's going. And it's really funny because I said tonight while at dinner, I'm like, who is a true visionary? And you may laugh at this, but when I was a kid, we watched the cartoons, The Jetsons,
Oh, yeah.
And I think now that guy was a visionary because, I mean, he saw, I don't know if we're ever going to have suitcase cars, but who knows? We might. We will have cars that drive us around, and we can chase Pokemon. and we actually are able to make money simply introducing other people to our community. It's not about the selling of information products. This is not some just business opportunity. It's really how you feel and what you think, how you feel about what we're doing. Okay, and what I feel is that we are building a community, a learning community, whereby we have these hangouts, we have topics and discussions of our own, because quite frankly, we're going to, in my opinion, curate, I should say, our own product lines as we move on as a community, as an alliance. And, I know, I made a little post in the TFMA where we were going to be, combining and having this call, and we were going to Susan, we talked about maybe next Wednesday, but I made the mention to have everybody come tonight. And now I got people saying, oh, so we're part of this. What's going on? Yes, there's some excitement that's building, and things are coming together quite nicely. And I think everybody's going to be happy. And I think we're all going to just have a lot of fun because, we're all going to be able to not just meet virtually, but, we'll be able to have fun somewhere here in the sun real soon. I'm excited. So back to the 4 steps, though, because that's important. And that is just tell your story. Where have you been? Connect with people. That's what we've been saying all along is you connect with people. You build rapport with people, and just like Susan says, you pick up at a topic that is universal. Actually, a lot of people talk about location, okay, or weather, or whatever, because that's general. That's everywhere. That's just open in the lines of being communication. What's that? The word? Whatever. I was going to say confrontation, but that's not it. But where you communicate with them, build rapport, and then just tell your story and where you're at and why you're doing what you're doing. And then people will make a choice on their own if they see a fit. And, just looking forward to all the exciting things happening here with this. Chad shaking his head like, yeah, this is what we've been looking for a long time. And it's awesome to be able to, again, meet up with other like-minded, positive, forward-thinking people. And I guess they say if you say the same thing, if you say your affirmations enough, it comes true. And, I've been saying that all along, Chad, that, what are we doing? We are building a community of like-minded, positive, forward-thinking people that want to help one another. And now, by coming together digitally, visually, and everything else, we're able to do that. So yeah, I'm really excited. I could talk all night here. So who do I pass the mic back to?
Okay. How do I physically move your box? Okay, you're done. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. So for those of you, I just want to pause on that note, because I thank you, Jason. I really love a lot of what you said, and I just want to take this moment to mention and those of you that are viewing here and you're not yet a member, that you're not yet on the other side, please make a point of getting back to the person that invited you, because if you at all resonate with the kind of conversation that we're having right here, this is the free. We come out and we give this kind of value on a regular basis. This is the free part. Can you imagine what's on the other side, right? We discuss things, topics like this, and then we break it down even further and help each other do better, step up to the next level, and then the next level. We support each other. If you're having a issue, whether it's a technical issue or a thought process issue, or you need help closing a sale, there's so many resources and people right here in this community, and it's growing every day. And so make sure you thank them and get back with them and figure out how to get started and get onto the other side. I just thought that now would be a really good time to point that out.
When is now a good time to join?
Yeah, exactly. And make that decision so that you can choose how to write your story for tomorrow, right? Because that's what we're doing every day. We're creating more moments, and we're writing our stories as we go, and that's really cool. So I'm going to go on to the next.
Right, Susan?
What's that?
You can't get more of a package deal than this.
I know, right? So what are you waiting for?
A Mercedes, maybe, but no, I'm just kidding.
I just want to say,
we're all on a magic bus, and there's room for you.
Right. That's right.
Okay, so now we're going to get to the keys. There is 5 of them, and the point of this is so that your story is effective. So essentially, how I'd like to explain it as emotional transportation. So when you're listening to somebody tell a story and you're moved, something stirs inside of you, and you either get excited, or all of a sudden you're a different kind of hopeful than you were a few minutes ago or before the story started, and you're hanging on every word that they're saying, right? Well, there's 5 keys that they're doing that they might not be aware of it, but that they're doing to make that happen. And so I just want to lay those out, and I know you guys will all have something to say about this. So the first one, I kind of threw it out there, is hope. We all want to believe, right? Everything always starts with hope. You can be in the worst situation ever, but if you have a little whisper of hope, you can find the solution, or you can think of the next step, or whatever. Like, everything starts with hope. So if your story has some sort of message of belief in yourself, or how important it is for them to believe in themselves, just some sort of hope, they'll listen, they'll identify, they'll want to know more. So that's a really important part. And then the next one is identity. So you can use either or words, but identify and identity. So you're creating or crafting the story about, it's your own story, but if it's relatable to them, and we all talked about this just organically when we were talking about those 5 steps, right? So it's always important to identify with someone or have an identity. And it's important to be authentic and real, which all of you watching can tell that the 6 of us here, we're real. We're as real as it can get, right? So that identity that you're creating in the story needs to be authentic and real. Impact. So here's that really important word, right? And I kind of like alluded to that in the beginning. If your story has impact, if you impact them, they're gonna listen intently. They're gonna remember pieces of your story for sure, maybe all of your story, and they're gonna remember you. Maybe you'll move them to something, to making a life-changing decision, to joining you, to building a relationship with you or something. You want to impact them. So, and you're going to if you give them hope and if they identify with you. Then the next one, I'll give you the next 3 together because they're really linked. Will, skill, and refill. So the will part is it's kind of it's ongoing. So it's the desire, feeding the will, your determination. So some sort of in every story there's that kind of shifting point or the pivot point, and it's usually some sort of will or desire, determination that created that shift, that created that determination, right? Excuse me. And then there's skill. So the skill part is it can be mastery of like some sort of technique or thing, task that you can do. Like it can be an action or knowledge. So with every story, there's some sort of piece of that reflected. So either you're showing. Now I'm missing some words to really describe this. You're either showing pieces of your personality, or throughout your story, you're showing your intelligence or the lack of intelligence, like I am right now, because I'm trying to think of the words that I'm trying to say.
I know you so well that I know what you're saying, so
yeah, but these people don't.
I should be able to fill in the blank.
Anyway, skill. I'll leave it at that.
Skill. Exactly.
And then excuse me. Now I'm laughing and I don't have any water. Refill. Okay.
Here you go. Pretty soon we'll be able to transport it over, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the refill part is this quality is because usually when the story goes on and then the discussion starts, then you're refilling, you tag back along, you might cover, you might circle around on the story again, or then the person that you're telling the story to might engage back. So it's like, refill probably isn't a good word. Maybe it's re-loop or anyway. That's where the engagement starts, is at the refill. And you're fueling back and forth. So believe, identity, will, skill, and refill. Go. Who wants to go on that?
Yikes, not me.
I got something to say about this because there's some things that I pull off of, like Earl Nightingale. If you ever listen to those types of speakers, a lot of his stuff's on YouTube. And he's just got that deep bellowing voice, kind of just shakes you from your core, reaches down in you and just yanks all the motivation to get things done, like just comes right to the forefront of your mind, and all you want to do is win. So one of the things is that he does give hope. There's that hope. And I think most people do it, especially if we're talking to friends or people that we know. We have a lot of times that we're doing this and we don't even know we're doing it. It's almost like like you would say, you're not even knowing. It's kind of your blind spot. It's just what we do as people. If we're talking to a friend and we're trying to help them over an obstacle, or they're having a hard time and they're coming to you in confidence, these are this conversation really starts by saying, hey, everything's going to be okay. And they're like, man, do you think so? You know, and then you just kind of move forward, and you identify, it's affirming with that person, the situations that maybe you had or you got over, and then telling them how you did it, and really bringing that to a picture that they can see, hey, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I mean, this is something it's real to me, because you know, a lot of people that have signed up, and you know, as you're building a team, you start really connecting with those people. You really start engaging, as Susan said, in conversations that actually build each other up. And before you know it, there's just this bond built, and it's hard to get broken, because you both went through the same things, or you went through some of the identifying things, like Susan in her accident, Tammy with, you know, real estate, and you know, it goes on and on. Janine, you know, with things that she went through in her practice, that other people can say, hey, I see myself in that person. I see myself in their story. And it just draws you in to say, hey, I want to know more, or I want to be closer to that person. I really want to find out, you know, what else did they go through that I can identify with, or that solution, they got it, they found a way out. And I want that way out, because I'm facing something that I didn't even know that I could go through, and that whole, or be unstoppable about. Man, I thought, there ain't no way, there's no way I could get out of this situation. And I think most people feel that, and they get paralyzed by the fear of thinking that there is no way out. And when you hear somebody's story and you say, wait a minute, if they did it, I can do it. You know, and some of the obstacles, if they're, you know, just fear in a video, just fear in doing a video, you know, if they did it, I can do it. Just, you know, even if they have to read from a piece of paper, you know, just like Janine was talking about, this gal, she read from a piece of paper, but she was breaking through that fear. So, you know, these keys are like gold when you know that you can explain what you do, why you do, and now you can duplicate it in somebody else's life, because now they can take them same keys and start opening them doors for themselves, and be able to see success and you know, life beyond their situations.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for that, Ray. And it's not like this is a new concept either. All the largest brands and the smallest brands, they all tell a story, right? Some of the best commercials out there are Coke, and Coke is telling a story. That's what the best commercials are, commercials that take you on a little journey. They tell a story. They give you hope that you can quench your thirst. Or that you're going to look real cool drinking a Coke. But anyway, they do. They give you hope. You can identify with them. They impact you. At Nike, they have awesome commercials.
Apple had one, Susan.
Yes.
Apple had one of the greatest, storytelling type of situations, a commercial that brought people to tears, but Apple was the answer to bring families together.
I know.
Did you see that one? Oh man, that was great.
Yeah, my son's a big Apple fan. I think the biggest thing is, you know, for me, when I lost everything and essentially was, you know, parked and camped in my parents' basement for many, many months, it was a very difficult, painful time. In fact, just today, I still have a very, very soft point for people that are homeless. You know, sometimes you know, circumstances beyond your control will happen to you in life. I'll be 49 Saturday. I'm happy to say I'm here still. I'm still standing. I mean, there's a lot of times that people will reach out to me because they know that I'm literally compassionate about people, and that's what I've always wanted to do, is have compassion for people. So you never know what that person's going through on the other side of that phone. And that's the biggest thing. I just literally, I'm so grateful of the fact that I decided to take the chance and to sell stuff, to leverage my credit in order to get into this business, this industry, because I've met so many amazing, wonderful people. I've seen so many amazing people make so much money because of what I've done, and now with Susan, and it just keeps growing and growing. That, to me, it keeps that pain down. Does that make sense? So that pain gets less and less and less. Last year when I met Susan, the pain was very great, and she showed me how to share my story so that it kept going down and down and down. So I think the more you share your story, the more you can help people, but it also helps you. You know what I'm saying? It helps release that horrible, whatever you went through. I don't care what it is. If you've been through a divorce, I was taught this by one of my mentors. A lot of people go through what you go through. You know what I mean? So we all have gone through horrible, difficult times. If we're mid-age or if we're 80 or if we're 10, it doesn't matter. What matters is that there is hope and that you can do it. You can take each step every single day. You know what I'm saying? The hardest thing that I ever did was walk around the block last Memorial Day. It was the hardest thing I did. Now I'm able to run 3 miles straight. So you got to know that in your mind that you can do it if other people have done it behind you. So that's what I want to say on that.
Yeah, exactly. And Zig Ziglar is another great example of that. He was raised by a single mom. He had a grade 5 education, and you know, like he started from somewhere or nowhere, just like many other people, right?
Yep.
It's that decision. It's making that decision to commit, to do dedicated daily action every day, to do whatever it is, to do whatever it takes, to do whatever it is you're aiming for.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a story in all of that, multiple stories.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll chime in here for a minute too.
Please
just
do.
going through this on this, you know, the will, skill, and refill kind of just, you know, you hit it. It's determination, and it's desire. Another word would be your why. Okay, I mean, you have to discover what your why is, and then once you have what your why is, then it's easy to start telling the stories, and then leads into the skill. And you know what? Everybody has skill levels, starts at different levels. So it can be acquired, and then it can be learned, and then it can be mastered. And that's anything in life. I mean, and that's just the thing, is any of us and all of us have it within us to do it. You know, and it's that's what it's all about. So it's the skill, I would be labeled that again: acquired, learned, and mastered. And that's, you know, that's the skill part. And as far as the refill is concerned, the way I kind of look at that is, you know, what we kind of talk about as far as is developing a DMO, a daily method of operation, because that's what you had discussed there. And in order to do that daily, you know, method of operation, you have to be consistent and persistent in the activities that you've acquired and are learning and mastering. So once you've accomplished that, then it doesn't matter. You know, there's a training that I've done before and a training that I've heard that states just that. It doesn't matter if you're a 40 word per minute typist, a 60 word per minute typist, or an 80 word per minute typist. You know, you can all accomplish the same thing. You can write the same article. It just may take the other person a little longer. That's all. So it's a matter of just plugging in and refilling your knowledge base. Soak up the knowledge, master it, and then just refill it. Keep always refilling the glass full of information, education, and knowledge. And yeah, it's exciting. I can just, my mind is absolutely sitting here racing with what you know, what's the possibilities of what's happening, what's going to happen. I'm really excited for not only everybody else, but for me, because my pain, again, this is going to be the first time saying it. You know what, Tammy, I admire, respect, and can relate with you and understand. And I connected with you, and I'm starting my journey right now. I've struggled with my weight, okay, all through my life. I mean, you know, not all through my wife. 16 years ago. I mean, when my wife got pregnant, I gained my weight. She lost hers. I didn't lose mine. I kept going up. So, you know, and I'm going to start. I will be doing the things necessary. And now that I feel like I've connected with a group that is supportive in whatever we do, and it's just breaking out of my shell and doing these videos and telling my story. And that's what it's all about. I have found my why. And now I've aligned with the people that share my same views and visions to help other people really just get out of their own way and live life and find their own true purpose. So it's exciting. It is. So that's my thoughts on your will, skill, and refill.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. And I agree. It's very.
I think also too, video is free. Making video takes you 5 or 10 minutes and it's free. It's like a billboard. Imagine having 100, 200, 300 billboards on all the highways where you live. How much exposure would you have? We have a global economy. I had somebody call me today from South America who saw my YouTube video last year. Who knew, right?
Yeah.
So it's free. So if you're not doing video, you need to be, and we all start in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important for everybody to start from where they are.
Those words right there, guys, write it down. Seriously. That's what she told me last year. Tammy, start from where you are. I mean, it's so simple, but it's so mind-blowing. So, Jason, start from where you are. You know what I mean? Inbox me tonight when you go for your walk. I'll inbox you. I'll say I'm going for my 3-mile run. I mean, the support that you have from this community now is amazing. You know what I mean? Making money, like I said, is it can be easy, it can be simple, it can be difficult, however you want to think about it right here. It all comes down to discipline and consistency, but the discipline has got to be there. I have not cheated one day off of my diet, and I won't. Because it's a lifestyle change. I said I want the second half of my life to be skinny. The first half, it was chunky Tammy. The second half, after 49, is going to be skinny. I've made that decision. You know what I'm saying? I was sick and tired. You got the pain of a nurse saying that obese lady sitting down there in room 101, whatever. So the pain has got to be so bad. People don't know what it is like inside until, So being able to talk about it now is, yeah, I mean, I can do it. I can talk about it now, but boy, was it painful in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're just, Ray, I love that the other day you said Tammy Gump. It was hilarious. You're just like that Forrest Gump guy, just running every day, But the encouraging factor was Susan set a goal, and we said, we want to do an event. So just like you just spoke it into the universe tonight. You basically said we're going to do live events. So now guess what? You're going to be doing what I did. And I'm like, I got to look. Susan's like, okay, November. So I'm like, oh, my God, November time? So you have to have things to look forward to like everybody does, right, in life. So you plan it ahead, and then you look forward to it, and then it just comes to fruition. And it'll happen.
Yeah, so on that note, where are we all going in November?
In November?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because November last year, right.
So where are we going this November?
Phoenix. Because I'll be there. No, I got to be there.
Dr. Janine, do you have anything to add on these keys to persuasiveness?
Wow. Well, I listening to all of you, and particularly Tammy's story, I got pulled right in. Which, even though I've heard this before, it was different. You can tell your story multiple times, but sometimes it just is received differently, or you maybe tell a little bit differently. But I mean, that's just you use the word impactful. It's very impactful. You drew me in, and that is what we all want to do. We want to tell our stories in a way that's going to be interesting to somebody else, that they're going to be, like you were saying, I can relate to this person. They are where I was, or maybe they were in the same profession that I was in, and they found a way out. Maybe I can find a way out too. And that's invaluable. I mean, we are here to make money. There's no doubt about that. But this piece of it is huge. This is where you start really touching people. And that's super exciting too. Because you can't, big chunks of money definitely change a lot of problems. But you know what? There's some things that money can't touch. And this is what you're touching upon right now. You're hitting it right now. There's the stuff.
Absolutely.
Yep.
There's many, many unhappy millionaires out there. Many, many. Many unhappy millionaires. You know what I mean? Like, money doesn't make you happy, and you have to do what you have to believe in yourself. You have to have other people believe in you. Having my unstoppable business partner believe that I could do it changed everything. So you just have to have that, that support. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, very good topic.
Yeah, you start to learn to love yourself more and get it into your cells that you deserve, and that's really important.
Yes, because there's a lot of people out there that don't think they deserve it. They don't think that they deserve money. We've been programmed ever since we were little to think that money is bad, or money, because you'd have all these things. And I know a lot of the thought leaders go through this a lot with people, especially in the beginning when they're coaching people. But you got to change your mindset. You got to be open. You got to be teachable. You got to have a high teachability index. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be open to change and open to wanting these concepts. Because if you're not, it's like I told one guy today on the phone, I would feel like I'm pulling you, and I can't pull you in. You got to be ready. You got to be ready to jump in the waters with both feet, right?
Right. Well, I think too that that sometimes when people don't realize that they need to start from where they are, and I think the reason is that a lot of times we don't feel like we're enough from where we are right now. You see other people successful and you think, well, I have to get there before I can start. And once you realize that you're enough just right where you are right now, then you'll start.
And that's why that start from where you are is way more powerful and goes way deeper than just the words. Like, they're not just words. It's a whole concept, right?
Right.
Yeah. Just like the next phrase right after that is, you absolutely deserve it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Write that down, guys. Because I did. The two things will start from where you are, Tammy, and then you absolutely deserve it. Boom.
And here's the thing: a lot of the thought leaders and the information and the training that we all probably took to get to where we are, you can watch all the most positive videos that you want. You can read as much great content as you want. Like, you can infuse yourself with all of this good stuff. But if your conversations are not, like, if your storytelling, if your conversations and your dynamic relationships with the people around you are not positive, uplifting, fulfilling you, feeding you, appreciating what you're giving out, then you'll always be kind of like bleeding that good stuff out that you're putting in. So it's important to also have conversations like this, that you walk away from feeling good. You need to have enough shiny people around you. Shiny people as in, like, people that are the same as you, that are good, or maybe they're better than you. Maybe they're in a firm, maybe they're grounded and they're in a firm place and they actually push you, challenge you to be better. But whatever it is, like, good people. It's not good enough to just listen to great videos and good music and read good stuff. You have to also have this kind of feel good, improving, great, dynamic relationships. That's why the community is so amazing.
And having a plan, following a plan and following exactly like Jason said, DMO. You have to have that discipline and following it every single day.
Yeah, absolutely. On that note, we're at the top of the hour. Does anybody have any closing thoughts? I can't believe how fast this hour went, as with every week, and maybe even more so this week. I'm feeling incredibly grateful to have the privilege. I'm honored to be able to host these on Wednesdays. I love doing this. I try to research good topics so that everybody can engage. So thank you very much for engaging in this topic with me, and for coming out and sitting on the panel. And thank you, all the viewers. The recording will be available.
Hey, Susan,
that's it.
I just
Yes.
Wanted to say that's awesome. This place makes me weep with joy. I'm just reading some of the comments. Literally, I've found some people that really get me. Thanks. That's awesome. I love that. I love hearing that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Your feedback is very important to us. It's always welcomed. It helps us keep on delivering. If you have questions, topic suggestions, and if you want on the panel, reach out.
You'll forever be changed.
Yeah. And thanks for just not being able to stay away, Jason. Glad you popped in. Do you have any closing thoughts? Oh, you might be muted.
First, how to figure out how to unmute, and you know what? This is just going to be amazing. I mean, again, I keep saying it over and over and over again that what the possibilities are and the potentials are. It's really exciting. It's an exciting time to be a part of what we're part of and where we're heading, and that's really neat that we. Again, I'm at a loss. Because I know where we're heading and I know what we're doing, and it's going to help change a lot of people's lives, and it's going to help other people really find their true purpose and what they want to believe in and what they want to do with their own lives. And it's exciting. I'm excited for my life, but I'm also excited for everybody else that really know that they can accomplish anything that they want to accomplish. It's not too late. It's not. You just have to make it up in your mind that you want to you are unstoppable. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful term.
You are. Everybody here is unstoppable.
Absolutely.
Too, is I have a bunch of new coworkers, new people that are home business people working from home that I could relate to and ask for help on any subject. That is so cool.
Yeah, and another neat thing I'm looking forward to is getting more people involved in my local community, because I hang out with all these people. I go out and golf when all my other friends are working. So now now they're going to be a part of the club, if you will, the group, and we're going to be able to go out and just do things together and spend more time with the people that we love and care about. And that's my why. I mean, for those of you that don't know me, and we'll get to tell my story another time, but I just like every dad is, okay, I'm a very proud stay-at-home dad, and I've always wanted to take an active role in my kid's life. I didn't want to have somebody else watching them take their first step and do all these things. I mean, I can say I've been here with my kids ever since both of them were born. And I joke around and tell everybody, I'm home with them in the mornings. I get up with them in the mornings, whether they like it or not. And I'm home when they get home from school, whether they like it or not. And I live for baseball, quite frankly, watching my son play baseball. That's what I do. And I find myself, I think I've made more money out in center field talking to people than anywhere else.
I've always said driving around I make more money. I'm always in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is fun. So that's my thoughts, and I look forward to being an active participant. And that's, I guess, what I'll say too for all of our members that are now and in the future. We're looking to have you participate as a panelist. You hear Susan saying, if you want to be a panelist, just let us know. Because that's what it is everybody getting to know one another. Susan, I don't remember if you said it on this call or not, but it's kind of like Cheers. I think you said it at the beginning of the call, where everybody knows your name, okay? And you come on and you say hello to everybody, and we're showing people a better way to generate income. That's all we're doing. That's it. We're showing people how how to take money out of their life to where they can do the things that they really want to do. Okay, sure, you know, you may have, well, again, I'm getting on, I can go on and on. So it is, so we'll hold off doing some more creative another time.
I'm the same way, Jason. I could keep going on and on and on. It's fun.
It is.
Thanks, Jason. Ray, do you have any closing thoughts?
I just want to say, you know, your breakthrough is right in front of you. I mean, people that seek out in-home-based business, you're looking for an answer, and when you come and you connect with people like this on this panel, your breakthrough is right around the corner. So why wait? You know, and don't let fear hold you back, because you know, man, I know I got to be there. There's something in you that says, I know I got to be there. Don't let your wanting to know what it is, you'll find it as you move. So that's what I want to say.
That's your ditty.
Thanks. Chad, any closing thoughts?
I'm excited. Get started. That's all I got to say.
I love that.
Dr. Janine, closing thoughts?
I just want to say thanks, everybody. Great discussion. I get so much out of these Hangouts. I look forward to the next week.
Awesome.
That's my ditty.
That's your ditty.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I thought I did closing thoughts.
You did. Do you have
Yeah.
any?
Anymore? I'm just super grateful that I got on my first Hangout with you, Susan, and that you invited me 2 years ago when we met, and then last year when we decided to, you know, the idea started kaboom. You know what I'm saying? It was like an explosion. So that's what I wanted to say. I always have to recap by that because a lot of people didn't know or hasn't heard that part of the story. But a year ago, it was what, March or something like that?
April.
Okay. And so ever since it's been a totally amazing journey with you. So thank you very much. Unstoppable partner.
You're welcome. And it wasn't real easy to get her on that Hangout either. It took a few weeks of just gentle little nudges, and then finally it was like, okay, this is happening. This is the date. Here's your link. Get on.
I'm serious, guys. I'm serious. I did not want to get on it. I did not. So I totally empathize with you, but when you do it, it's going to change your life. It will change your life. And that's no BS. Look at my before and after pictures, for instance. That's just the exterior, though. So that's my closing thought.
You can do absolutely whatever you want to accomplish, you can do it. And part of your guidance, so like just to bring all of this all together in one sentence, if I can articulate it or do the tango, it all comes into place through and because of storytelling. So that's essentially what the key point is here. You can achieve absolutely anything, and a lot of it, like a huge part of it, comes through storytelling, telling your story, listen to other people's story, engaging the relationships that are built because of that storytelling. It's all because of a really key point or like concept, and that's storytelling. So on that note, thank you very much, and good night, everybody.
Thanks, Mo.
Good night, Joe.